Hello and welcome back. We're here with another fun fiber Craftember activity and craft. This one is also good for kids and adults alike. This one is going to be another needle felting project we're going to be making. If you can't tell by all of the greens laid out before us, we're going to be working on making Christmas trees. So there's a couple different ways that you can start your Christmas tree. You can start with like a wool dryer ball, or you can start with like core wool and actually shape all the wool and keep building and building and building. I, however, am usually crafting with kids or crafting in between kid chaos, so I really don't have a lot of time for that. And I am also not a purist that needs to have the entire thing be wool felt. So we are going to hit the easy button, and we have some of these styrofoam shapes, cones, that we got from the craft store that we will be using as our foundational bases, and then we will felt on top of that. Aside from being quicker, it also uses a lot less wool. However, if you're looking for a more environmentally friendly version, this might not be the best fit because it is plastic styrofoam. So it's a mix and match, whatever works for you, whatever you might have laying around. Go ahead and let's say what our supplies are going to be, and then we will get started. So we have obviously our styrofoam bases, and I am joined again by my 7-year-old Declan.
Me.
So he gets a base and I get a base.
And
we have an assortment of green wool. Make sure it is as 100% wool as you can get. If you don't have access to 100%. And you don't necessarily want the kind like nylon or some of the other kinds, because that doesn't felt as nicely. You're going to probably still want some sort of felting pad or base, because there's going to be moments where you're going to want to, protect your surfaces just in case. And then an assortment of other different colors and textures so that you can make, decorations on your tree. I fully support if you can find some of this wonderful pencil roving. It's just really, really thin roving, and it felts nicely for finer lines and detail. You can use wool yarn. Anything you have will work. This can also be done wet felting, but I'm a huge fan of needle felting because I get to stab something repeatedly. So we will do that. And then of course you're going to want your needle felting needle. Looks like this. For the kids especially, I recommend having an awl. That way they can kind of hold what they're felting and their fingers are away, and then you can felt it. Or these are little like finger guards that are designed to hold while you, well, that's the awl, you don't felt on, but don't need to felt around my fingers, I don't trust you. So that way you don't accidentally get going and forget where you are and stab yourself, because it happens. Even I have lost track of how deep the needle was going and accidentally caught myself. So be very careful. If you also are going to be investing in needle felting a little bit more, I also, for this project, because it is a little bit bigger, I recommend one of the multi-needle sets, because this will felt a larger surface at a shorter amount of time. I don't recommend letting kids use this one per se, because as you can see, or maybe not, I don't know if you can see it, I let my kids use it, and there are 4 broken needles and 1 bent one, just because they're not as good as with the in and out motion and tend to like twist and break. But this will be good as well. You're also going to probably want some sort of decorative shiny funness. So again, we've got the sequins that can be used as like ornaments. These I just got at the dollar store, and they come in a decent color variety. the little pom-poms. He experimented with them yesterday with the Christmas, his cookie cutter ornament, and didn't really have a lot of success in getting it to felt, so he ended up just gluing it on. So again, if you're a purist and want everything to felt, that might not be the best thing, but for kids it's great because you a dab of glue and it's on there and it's pretty and shiny.
But make sure it's either fabric glue or hot glue, not like normal.
I mean, in theory you could use
work, but
it'll just take a little longer to dry, and kids being impatient as they are might not be the best solution. I also snagged these from the craft store. They're little bows. I figured they would look cute on the tree. Yeah, so those are the basic supplies. Obviously you can do more, you can do less, depending on what kind of aesthetic you're wanting to go for. You know, minimalist, you might not even want to do ornaments.
And so film whenever you need it.
Gather your supplies and we'll meet you back here. Okay, now that you've gathered your supplies, let's get going. So you're going to want to pick, first I'm going to pick this dark green one because I'm going to do more of a fir tree. So don't get too much right off the rip. You're going to want like a small bit, and you're basically, needle felting in essence is painting with wool. So you're going to want to, you know, if you were to paint a house or furniture or something, you wouldn't necessarily grab a big, you know, you wouldn't scoop a big glob of paint and, you know, splat it out, because it's going to be harder to spread and it's going to be harder to get a nice clean texture. So you want to think of this similar thing when you're doing needle felting. So I changed the blades on my multi-needle one, and I'm going to start just felting this down to the surface.
Do you do it like this?
You're probably going to want to thin out that chunk, and as you can do it that way if you'd like.
What would be the smarter way, like doing it that way?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, however you want to do it. I don't want to like stifle your creativity. I'm doing it this way because I'm going to do a little bit more of a minimalist tree, and trees kind of go up and down.
Oh yeah.
So.
But like, not like that?
No, you can do it like that, because eventually, if you don't want the flat tip right here, we're going to build the top of the cone up to a point with wool. So it's going to need that foundation anyway. So we are just going to, and you can do this multicolors. You can, you know, it's one of the great things about a creative process. And if you need permission, here's your permission to, I mean, you can make a pink Christmas tree if you really want to. So have fun with that. So we're going to work on needle felting down a base layer of wool all the way around our cone, and then we'll see you back here in a few. So we have our first layer on our trees. I'll have to go back and do a little bit more on the bottom, but I'm primarily focusing on the sides of the tree. And what I did was I would take a strip and lay it across, and then I would leave this little like tassel-y bit up top for each of the strips, because we are going to come back now and turn this into a little bit more of a pointy cone. And since the top of this was originally flat, we're going to have to build up that peak in wool. So like I said, I left the little fringes long so that we can come back and felt that into a solid mass. So that's what we're going to do real quick.
Mom, I can't do that.
Okay. But so, and then this is where Declan's at. Would you like to explain your procedure?
Yeah.
You're going to have to hold it in the kitty.
Well.
Just,
I will
I'm not finished yet because I decided to do the wrapping. So I need to felt that more. But like my mom, I didn't leave the top because I didn't really know, but I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna do the straight up and down right here, so that will be my top. I still have to do it right here, a little bit, right there on wrapping. Right now I'm working on right here.
Okay, so I'm taking my little tassels and I'm kind of just twisting it around and then felting that down to build up the peak. So I twist and then I felt for a bit. And this is another one of those, you're going to want to build it up smaller layer by smaller layer, because if you try and do too much all at once, it's not going to felt quite as well. And it's going to be a little bit harder to get it to stick to your styrofoam. So this is another one of those slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. And again, it's more about process and enjoying the time crafting than it is a finished thing, because needle felting is fairly time consuming, which is why we keep utilizing the time-lapse portions. Watch the kitty though. Because it took us probably about an hour, it took me anyway, about an hour to get this first base coat down on the tree. And that's another reason why I like starting with the styrofoam core, because that cuts down on a lot of build-up time. And you can get a bulkier, larger tree in less time.
Gotta get a good Christmas tree to be able to sit on your either your mantle or possibly hold up books.
No, well, I don't think they're gonna be heavy enough to hold up books, but they will make nice little like mantle displays.
Yeah,
that's probably
like,
what we're gonna do with ours. What do you think?
Yeah, on each side, and our little hiding pool
Oh yeah.
could like sit in like the little middle of the trees,
Mhm.
so it's like it's in a little forest, or like the highlands, highlands,
Yeah.
the mountains. I was trying to use the highland cues.
No, that is why they are in fact called highlands. Good pass, because they're from the Highlands of Scotland.
I'm not sure if I will do the bottom. It feels really...
Yeah, it's one of those, you don't want to build up the bottom too much, because then
like,
it'll be a little wonkadoo, like resting. But I just want mine enough that it's kind of covered and you can't see that white styrofoam.
You know, like, you could like... We're not going to do it, but you could like see if like you could cut a wooden dowel rod and like stick in the bottom and use like a chunk of like a circle of the wood,
Yeah.
and then put it for a bottom, or like maybe like put some fabric so it's like a real Christmas tree and we'll cover.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Christmas
Yeah,
tree
we
and
probably.
pool. And you'll felt a little star and stab it a toothpick in the needle felt a star around the toothpick and stab the toothpick in your film.
Well, you would want to insert the toothpick after you've needle felted the star.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Because then otherwise you'd be jabbing a toothpick with your... But yeah, if you want it, and then that way you could kind of take these and make them different heights. You could also like trim the tree, like get these foam packs, because this was a 2-pack that we got. You could always trim an inch or so off of one so that you can get a different height.
But you can just about find them anywhere.
Yeah, most craft stores and big box stores are gonna have.
So they're not that hard to find. You have to find the right ones that comfort you. We didn't want that like the hard rough ones, but that's kind of what we had to get. We were gonna wet felt was the softer one, but we couldn't find the right ones to get because there was only like 2 ginormous pack or just like not the right type. So we got this type. It's not that bad. But
Do you like doing the larger projects, or do you prefer the smaller ones because they're not as time consuming?
I like the big projects.
Do you? Why is that? Not so deep, or you're gonna end up
Because
breaking your needle.
it's long. It's fun doing long stuff.
Is it?
For you, yeah. And like it's time is good, so it's like I'm done. Like it takes more longer time, and like I can like enjoy it. It's not like we're done.
Gotcha.
Like I want to do that again, but we can't.
And do you think we should teach them how to make the snowman next?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we can
like
like
the one that I made.
the phone, or we can do the phone. We can use the phone. Take a toothpick and
We can show 'em.
stab them. Like do a big one. See if we can find medium, and then a small one way top.
Yeah, we could do that.
Quieter.
We could also show them both ways. We could do styrofoam and the balls.
Yeah, dryer balls.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do that same method.
But I'm not sure if we could wet felt them. Wet felt little balls.
Yeah, that's how we would do like we do the dryer balls is what okay.
Oh.
So I'm kind of still just doing the twist and felt it down. So we're going to continue on this for a little bit, and then we'll meet you back here. Okay, and we're back again. So we have felted up the tip to create more of a point. I'm not going to get too crazy with mine because I'm going to make mine kind of like a realistic fir tree, and I'm going to make it peaked with snow. So I felted it, and then I kind of used a pair of scissors to trim some of the stray edges. Declan is doing something similar. I kind of just used the scissors to follow the line of the cone. To get the shape. So you're gonna want to, if you're trying to do it the way I just did it, you're gonna keep the blade of the scissors basically in line with that, and then kind of just turn it and trim. So now what we're gonna do is now that you have like the base coat essentially on your tree, you're gonna start personalizing it. So if you're wanting it to be like more of a holiday tree, you know, you can add the garland, you can add ornaments. Maybe you want to make it look like there's popcorn and cranberries. You can do that too. Like I said, I'm gonna do mine like it's out in the woods. So I'm gonna try and do some boughs and some snow tip on it. So
and some like berries.
I'm probably not gonna do berries on mine, but I'd like to get a little bit more texture like the boughs. So I'm gonna take a little staple length, and I'm gonna try and like make it look like there's like branches. So I'll just kind of do those in like a swoopy pattern. And I'll do that by like, I'll felt and then twist and then felt down.
No.
And I don't want to lose too much of the texture of this. So I'm only gonna felt like the edges. I want to leave the middle fairly intact. What's up? Very nice. And how are you gonna decorate your tree? Is it going to be more of like a holiday tree, Christmas tree with like lights and ornaments?
I mean, I kind of like, now it kind of looks like an outside door tree because it has that rough. It's not like perfect, like a perfect Christmas tree. It's like the...
Yours reminds me of like a tree from Whoville.
Whoville?
Mm-hmm. Like the Grinch. Especially like the coloring. It's like the color of the Grinch.
Yeah. This is a This is the one I used. This one, I'm not sure if I should use that one.
Well, it's
I use
I
this
think
one.
they're. Oh no, those are different ones. Yeah, those are the ones that I dyed. So they've got a little bit of variegation in them because I like the texture of how they, or the coloring, how they look when they get spun.
And the one you can either felt in, like mine, I just have it completely blank.
Oh yeah, on the base.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I'm gonna fill in mine with wool because I want it. I don't want any of that white to shine through unless it's like intentional white, like the snow.
yeah, I'm trying to do snow bottom. That's why I kind of wanted to lift it off. So I want it to be. I mean, I might end up like seeing if I can cut dowel and stick in there and like make a little bottom base.
Yeah.
But I won't like yours because they're gonna be sitting on either side of the mantle.
But it doesn't have to be like mine. That's the fun thing about crafting is you can make it unique to yourself, and the fact that they're both Christmas trees will be what unifies them, right?
Yeah. But do we ever do dowel wads?
We do, yes.
What about like how would I do like the bottom little piece for the bottom?
I think we have wood slices.
Can I go?
We're not getting it out right now. Right now we're just felting.
Yeah.
Because we can't do all that until your tree's done anyway.
Yeah, I'm still gonna trim up because I want more of like the basic and like just when I was neo felting, some extra wool got added on that I didn't want. But make sure scissors don't snag your wonderful Christmas tree, or you got a Christmas tree going in the trash can. Or you could just peel it all off the Christmas tree and I guess felt it again. And then if you wash it once, you can do it and share it with us.
Okay, so let me see if you can see the texture. So all I'm doing is I started here and felted that in as a base point, and then I brought it, like kind of twisted the staple length around, and then felted it in at the bottom, so it gives me a lot more of a ledge right here at the top, because I'm going to come back in and put snow across the top of that. So I'm gonna keep working on my boughs going up my tree, and we'll meet you back here in a little bit.